Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Awesome Finds. Now today I am featuring gifts. That's right, these are all gifts from two different people. And the first one up is a viewer of the show named Sasha out in Germany. Now he has sent me a couple records in the past and he always includes chocolate, and this time it was no exception. He sent me this is a rum flavored chocolate by Ritter Sport. Now I recently had a layover in Dusseldorf and I got to see all the different flavors of Ritter Sport, and I haven't tried this one yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. But I first want to get to the record that he sent me, and this is NOCOW Ruins Tape. Now this is from Russia, and this was pretty cool. He wrote a little letter here, and he says, I think he describes it best by saying it's somewhere between ambient and dubstep, the original kind. It's kind of got an experimental feel, and his favorite song off of here is Dispel the Wind. And I have to agree, that is a pretty good song. And the record itself is on this kind of an electric orange color here, which I think looks pretty nice. And I really like the sound of this. It was sort of down-tempo, wasn't too techno-y or whatever. It had more of a kind of an ambient sound, which I really enjoyed. So thank you very much again, Sasha. And like always, I am going to sample the chocolate you sent me. Now it got a little melted because it got kind of hot here in LA, but I think it's still gonna taste good. And wow, that really tastes like rum. That is awesome. Wow, and it's got some raisins in it and hazelnuts. Holy crap. This is amazing. Thank you very much, Sasha. This is so cool. I really appreciate you sending me this. You didn't have to, and that's just really cool. So thank you again. Now this next batch of records and posters were actually a wedding gift. That's right, I got married recently. These came from a good friend of mine, Josh. Now this is a different Josh that works on the show. This Josh I've known since high school, and man, did he hit it home with these records. I couldn't believe it. He also gave me some other stuff, but this was the one wedding gift I was really excited about. I mean, we got cool stuff, don't get me wrong, but this was the coolest for me because it's like, oh, someone got records. This is so great. I love this. But first off, I want to talk about these posters he got me. These are pretty cool. They're like patent drawings. I think, I'm not exactly sure what the terminology is, but right here you have a turntable from the late 40s, and this you have from the early 40s, what looks like a jukebox, which, I don't know, I love these. These are very cool. I'll have to find a place for these. Now getting to the music, the first one was a compilation album put out by Squid Hat Records. I think they might be based in Las Vegas, but this is a Las Vegas punk rock tribute to Prince. It's called Punk Sexy, and it's got 11 different songs by 11 different artists, all Prince songs. Really cool listen. Some of these are actually done in like a surf rock style. I will say that the Purple Rain track kind of doesn't go that punky. It's a little too close to home, but the rest of the covers are wildly different from the Prince originals, so that was really cool to listen to these. And the record itself comes on this sort of electric purple, almost maroon color, depending on what light you see it as. And I believe this was a record store day release in 2016, and it was limited to about 500 copies. And you guys can actually, if you're interested, there are copies up on Discogs. It's less than 20 bucks. So if you guys are into punk covers, definitely check this out. Now, he also got me a Prince record, Dirty Mind. I don't know how he knew this, but I didn't have this record. This is a newer reissue. I think RTI pressed this, and oh man, I just love this record. It is so much fun. It's got When You Were Mine, which was a song that I think Cyndi Lauper kind of made it a bigger hit, but it's so cool to listen to his version of it, and it just sounds great. I'm so happy to have it. And then there's the record itself. Now this final batch of records are all soundtracks, and I don't know how he did this, but he picked really well, because I don't think he knows what soundtracks I own, and he picked a lot that I didn't have already, including the original motion picture soundtrack to Flashdance, which is Awesome. I can't believe I didn't have this before. I mean, it's got some classic songs like What a Feeling and Maniac. Man, I can't wait to dive into this. And then he got me the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. I think this is my 3rd copy that I own now. I mean, you can never have too many of these, right? I love this soundtrack. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. I first listened to this in high school and I just thought it was amazing. And I still think it's pretty incredible. So yeah, this is pretty cool. So this next one really isn't a soundtrack per se, but it's Hugo Montenegro doing songs from the Sergio Leone's movies with Clint Eastwood, like The Good, the Bad, and Ugly, Fistful of Dollars, for a few dollars more. So I look forward to checking this one out. And it definitely has the endorsement because you have images from the films. Because I think like a lot of these sort of themes from the movies to cash in on films didn't necessarily have the endorsement like this record does here. Like they were more, like I said, cash-ins. But this is pretty cool. Oh my goodness, the Breakfast Club theme. This is sealed. This is a sealed copy of the Breakfast Club. It does have a little SAW mark, so this was a buyback. I think they made a lot of these. But yeah, love this film. Great soundtrack. I really don't think I owned this before, so it's cool to have a sealed copy. I may have to bust this open pretty soon. Up next, we have the original motion picture soundtrack to Thunderball. I'm pretty sure I have this, but I can't remember. And this is in mono. I think the version I have is in stereo, so this is definitely worth keeping. I'll have to clean up the record here, and there you go. It's a little scuffed up, but I think it'll play just fine. One thing I always loved about this particular soundtrack cover is how comic booky this looks, and then the fact that there's all of these freaking divers. It's like a diver army. And look at him, he's such a badass, he's not even wearing a mask. Okay, so now we have the original motion picture soundtrack to Dr. Dolittle. I don't think I've ever seen this movie in its entirety. I didn't even know there was a soundtrack to this, but I love Rex Harrison, so this is a pretty cool gatefold. You get a lovely shot right there with him and the animals, and what's cool is that it has the whole story right here. I think that's awesome. And on the back there, you have another image. Looks, a two-headed llama. See, I gotta watch this movie. I'll probably love this soundtrack after I watch this film. Okay, so speaking of loving a soundtrack, I can't believe he got me this. I was so excited when I saw this. The original motion picture soundtrack to Labyrinth. Oh my gosh, I love this film. And listening to this, I didn't realize how much David Bowie was in the film. I mean, music-wise. I for some reason, I just always think about Dance Magic Dance. I guess it's just called Magic Dance. And that's about it. And I forgot that there is 5 songs on here that he sings on. And I don't know why that escaped me so much. So like half the album is David Bowie and then the other half is Trevor Jones. Oh man, definitely worth picking up. Now this is a reissue. I actually had this in an Amazon wish list. I was looking to pick this thing up, so this is awesome that he got this for me. It also includes a inner sleeve with the track listings and some cool shots of David Bowie right there with a Muppet, and on this side you get another shot with his face made out of rocks. Apparently there are several scenes where there are hidden David Bowie faces, and apparently, according to Jim Henson's son, not all of them have been found even to this day. So I think there's about 6 that have been found. This one is very obvious, they point it out, but there are other moments throughout the film where you see David Bowie's face, and it's supposed to represent that Goblin King's always looking over her. But anyway, so cool to have this. So thank you very much, Josh, for picking all these records out. It's so awesome. And for the posters too. These things are so cool. All right, guys, that will do it for me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Until then, thank you so much for watching. I'm your Vinyl Geek, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Hey guys, thanks again for checking out this episode of Awesome Finds. Now if you're hungry for more, I put a playlist right there as well as a video that YouTube will choose for me, so go ahead and click away.